Coming up, how to create Notion database templates. So my aim for this video is to help you be a lot more confident and also in showing you how to use them both manually and automatically. Plus, I've also got a bonus tip if you're using buttons and you want to use them with database templates. I'll drop timestamps down into the description if you want to jump about, but other than that, let's get into it. So the first thing to do is to go and create a new database template. So I'm currently here in my productivity OS. And if you like what you see with this template, then do feel free to grab it. I'll drop the link down into the description below. So let's go and set up a new project database template. So if I go to the project section here, just in the middle, you can see we've got a page with lots of different views. But here from the process section, this is a linked view of the project's database. So to create a new database template, all I need to do is go onto the right hand side here, click on the little drop down arrow, and here you can see that we've already got a project database template here, but let's go and create a new one. So if I just click on new template, you can see that at the top it says that you're editing a template in projects, so you know that this is a template. So let's give this a name first, and let's say that we want to create a priority project template. So let's just call it priority project. Great. And these are all of our fields as part of the database. So we've got our planning section, our progress, who is the owner, the timeline, etc., etc. And if you go and fill these in as part of the template, when you use that template, it will then go and pre-populate them to save you some time. So let's say that every time we come up with a new idea for a project, we want it to go into our inbox. So it's there stored in the inbox, and then we need to go and process that on a regular basis. So within planning, let me go and say that this is going to be inbox, and then progress is going to be not started because it's only an idea. Next up, we've got owner. And if I click on here, I could just add myself. So no matter who uses this template, it's going to put my name down as the project owner. Or we can use this selection here, which is person who duplicated the page. So if you use your workspace with colleagues or friends or other people, if they go and use the template, they'll be assigned to this project. So let's go and use that one. Then we've got project highlight, and that's just part of this template that says that this is an important project. So I'm going to tick that one. Weeks and timeline, those will depend on the project itself. So we'll leave those blank. We don't need to fill all these in. And then just lastly, let's say that the priority is going to be high. So now every time I click on this template, all of those will be filled in straight away, saving us some time. Next up, underneath, you'll see that we've got tasks and we've got notes. And within each of these various database properties, we can view them in different ways. So if I right click on add tasks, you can see that we've got show as, and at the moment this is selected as minimal. If I just put as property, you'll see that tasks appears in our list like the other ones. Or I can right click, go show as, and go as page section. And what that means is as we add tasks, so if I just go and assign it to this test task, it then appears as a list and we can add more tasks here. So that might be a useful option for you in a similar scenario where you want to have a project and then you want an easy way to quickly go and add any associated tasks to it. So I'm going to leave that as it is. And then we've got notes. Now underneath here, this is a regular Notion page. It just so happens to be in a database. So in the same way, you can use all of the blocks that are available to you elsewhere, but you can use them in this page, in this template. So for example, I could go and put a heading here, and let's say that we're going to just go and put some project ideas. We're going to have a section here where every time we use this, we just want a header and it will just come prompt us to put in some ideas. We could also, for example, put another heading, and this could be project research. Underneath, I can just press the 3 dashes just to go and give us a separation line. And then, as I said, you can use all of the usual Notion blocks. So for example, if I press the square brackets and a spacebar, we've then got a to-do list. So it could be project research. We could say, look at YouTube. We could say, look at Reddit. We could say, make sure you look at Twitter, etc. So we can do a little checklist. We can also use bullets. So we could say bullet 1, bullet 2, etc. We could use something a little bit more advanced. So if you press / and then type table in here, you could say different things that you want to put in your project research, or you could create some milestones. So we could put milestone here, and then we could go and scroll down and put that might be 4 weeks, and then milestone number 2 could be 8 weeks, etc., etc. And you can build this out to be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. This could have underneath links to other databases, so / links. We could create a linked view of another database. You could select it from here, for example, our tasks, and then that appears also in this template, etc., etc. So you can make these really elaborate other pages, and that's how you initially go and create a database template to speed up your workflow. If you're getting loads out of this video, please do give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks. Next up, how do we use our new database template? Well, I'm currently here in my SOP manager for real estate investors. And here we've got lots and lots of different templates. So if I click on the little drop down, you can see that we've got different SOP templates that we can select depending on which one we want to use. But at the moment, if I was just to go and create a new record here in the inbox and go test, you'll see that nothing's happened. And if I go and open it inside Peak, you can see that none of the fields have been entered, and it's still blank in the body as well. And that's because the default template is the blank one. So let's say that rather than that, we want to go and use one of our templates. All we need to do is click the little drop down, and let's say that we're going to create a new SOP or standard operating procedure, and we want to go and create a new finance one. So all I do is click the drop down, click on the new finance SOP. You can see that the little thing is whirring around at the moment. It's already filled in that it's the inbox, finance, and myself. And also a little thing is that it's also pre-populated a little icon and of course the title. Then, as I explained to you in the previous section, we've got now a contents at the top. We've got various tables with prompts. We've got headings. We've got bullet points. If I keep scrolling, we've also got some toggles as well. So this is a great example of how you can make use of a template to save yourself loads of time. So that's how we can go and use one of the templates, and that's how you do it manually. You just go and pick the one that you want and go from there. So let's say that we always wanted to use the same template. So for example, I've got lots in this example, but maybe we always wanted to start off with the sourcing SOP. All I would do in this case is go to the three dots, click those, and then go set as default. So if I click on that one, it will then ask a question. So for this new sourcing SOP default, do we want to do it for all views in SOPs or just for this very particular view here, which is process? So I'm going to select for all views in SOPs, the database SOPs, click on that one. Great, and you can now see that in our list, it now says default. So in a similar way before, if I now go here and just click new and literally just wait, you can see that now it's put in the icon, it's put in the name of that record, it said that it's sourcing, and it's put in my name. So clicking new straight away selects that template. So again, let me show you. So if I click the little drop down, let's go back to the blank one, so empty. I'm going to go and click the three dots, click set as default, click for all views in SOPs, and now that's the default and it'll only do blank records. So that's how you can just choose whether you want to manually select one of the templates or whether you want to automatically do it when you click the new button. Let's take things even further with a recurring database template. I'm currently here in my meeting notes tracker. And imagine that we've got a one-to-one with one of our team members, and that takes place once a month. So I'm currently here on the 23rd of May, and let's say that on the beginning of each month, I'm going to have a catch up with one of my colleagues. So if I go up to the actual database, you'll see that on the right-hand side, if I click the little drop down, we've got our team member one-to-one, and that's month, year, where I need to go and add in the details. And what we can actually do is Notion can automatically use this template to create this on a regular basis. So if I go across here to the three dots, you'll see that we've got a repeat option here, and it's off at the moment. So if I click the drop down, let's say that we want this to happen every month. So I'm going to go monthly here. And I'm going to say we want this to happen every month. And then I also need to say, when's it going to start? So let's say that it's going to start on the 27th of May, so that it's ready for us at the beginning of June when we actually have the meeting. So in here, just go starts, and we'll go and select that we wanted to start on the 27th of May. It's every month, and let's just put it at 9 o'clock in the morning, just to go make the timings a little bit more sensible. Fantastic. So you can see at the bottom, it next says it's next to be created at the 27th of May at 9 a.m. And then all we do is we go and click on the save. Great. And then if I click off, you'll see that now next to that template, it's got the arrows saying that it repeats monthly. So when we get to the 27th, this is then going to appear. It's going to use the template. So if I go and edit the actual template, it will show that it's a provisional meeting. It's going to be online, it's monthly, it's with marketing, and also that prep's required. And again, it pre-populates all of this information in the body for that meeting note as well. So this is, again, taking you more and more away from the manual work, which is non-value add, that wastes your time. And instead, Notion is automating it for you to make your life just that little bit easier. I did say I was going to have a little bonus tip for you around buttons and database templates. So again, I'm currently here in my meeting notes tracker. And if you are interested in this, by the way, you can download it. I'll drop a link down into the description below. So let's say that we wanted to quickly and easily create a new meeting note using a button on the page. If I press / and then button, here we can select the button option. So I'm just going to go and click on that one. Great. We can go and give it a name. So let's say this is going to be a new meeting. And underneath we've got an action, so I'm going to click on that one, and we've got here add page to. So this is how we add a page to a database. So add page 2, and then it's going to ask us which database. So let's say it's going to be the meeting notes database. So here you can see we've got meetings, so I'm going to click on that one. Now, next to that, it says as empty. So that means that nothing is going to be filled into this when we press this button, but we could give it a title, so new meeting, etc, etc. However, you can use the database templates that you've set up. So here next to meetings, it says as empty. If I click on that one, you'll now see that our team member one-to-one meeting template is an option. So if I click on that one, again, we could give it a different title. So we've got the meeting. I'll leave the rest of this, and all we need to do is click on done. So if I go to the little drop down here, you can see that the default is empty. So if we were to click on new, it would just use that empty one. But if I click on this button here, we've got a new meeting, click on it, it's created pages, go and open it, and you can see that it's used that template. So it's used the provisional online monthly, as we do know. So that is a really easy way that you can create lots of easy to access buttons that make use of templates that you've set up, even though you may not necessarily have set them as the default. Now that you know how to create and use database templates, why don't you check out the video here, where you can find out how to use board view in Notion.